I tried the Profusion Feel Good Skin Liquid Foundation, and that is exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. So can this $7.99 foundation from Walmart become a part of your collection? Is it going to stay a part of my collection? Let's jump right into everything that we need to know, and by the end of this video we will have a decision. Now, I did purchase mine on Amazon. As mentioned, they offer a total of 12 shades. I do have the shade Fair 3, which they are calling a cool pink. Let me just hold up right now. Time out. This foundation shade is not cool. It is not pink. We'll get to that in just a second. Let's jump into some of the claims of this foundation. Not only does the packaging say that it is cruelty-free and vegan, they claim that it is long-wearing, medium to full coverage. They say that it is oil-free and it does have an SPF of 15. Now, that's not a very high SPF, so if that's something you're looking for, you're probably going to want to add one along with this one. They claim that it will give you a natural satin finish. There's that claim in there that it is self-adjusting, which, okay, maybe. Something that I found interesting about the packaging is that they consider this one a skin perfector. They don't call it a foundation, which, if you are familiar with some of my other videos, some eye pigments are not FDA approved, and the way they get around that is by not calling them eyeshadow palettes. They'll call them pressed pigments or shadow palettes. So that kind of throws a little bit of a red flag to me that they don't consider this a foundation but a skin perfector. Of course, let's jump into the ingredients, because the ingredients are one of the first things I look at before I purchase a product. So this one has hyaluronic acid, alcohol, perfume. Those are not too great. There's one, ascorbitan oleviate, I believe is how it's pronounced, but it comes from the fatty acids of olive oil, vitamin E acetate, and dimethicone. Now, while none of these jumped out as extremely bad, the alcohol I could probably do without, but let's go ahead and move on to how this foundation performed. So this one is going to be a liquid foundation, but it is not so liquidy that it runs. It does hold its own shape. It does have a little bit of consistency to it. I find that this one does apply easily. It did cover my nose. Do you see that? There's nothing cool or pink tone about that. That is a very warm shade. So the fact that they're calling this a cool pink, to me, is very misleading. I did say this one is a liquid foundation that holds its shape, and that is because it is so thick. This formula, it is going to be one that you can feel sitting on your face, and you wouldn't necessarily think that, being that it's a feel-good skin. I don't know, the package is kind of misleading. I just did not expect this one to be this heavy. As far as staying power goes, I found that it did last all day, but again, this is one that it was just so thick. You can definitely see it on your face. You can tell you're wearing makeup. It has a little bit of a cakiness to it. So if you're looking for something that is going to be more natural, a little more no makeup kind of look, this is not going to be the product for you. This one is thick. I do like that the packaging on this one is very thin. It's very travel friendly. The little squeeze tube here, so even though you don't have a pump, you're not just kind of pouring it out. There is a little bit of squeezing action that is needed to get it out. But overall, this foundation does nothing for my dry skin or my dry patches. What I have on today is actually the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, which I do have a full review for you if you want to check that out. That is a thicker foundation, but I don't notice it clinging to my dry patches or looking as cakey as this foundation here. This one, again, is going to be very apparent on the skin. So while this foundation is not for me, it's not my taste, I don't like the way it looks on my dry skin, click on this video to see which powders I use to set all of my makeup without looking cakey. If you're still here at the end, make sure that you subscribe, that way I can see you in the next video. I hope to see you there. Bye.